kidding.
Hey, I really enjoyed that.
Hey, we put on a good show.
Ooh, they like that grapevine stuff.
Sure is deserted out here, though. Did you see that big old grapevine?
Excellent gig, guys.
Uh-oh. There's the last bus.
So call me a cab.
Hey, man, you're a cab.
No sweat, it's Christmas Eve. Next reindeer's due any minute.
Oh, man, come on now.
You know, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Oh, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, oh yeah, hey Rudolph, with your nose so bright, come on, and got my sleigh tonight, yeah. How the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee. Hey Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history. Hey Rudolph, come on, you got my sleigh. 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 Yo, Rudolph, come on, you got my sleigh.
This man had captivated the audience all over the world with his fantastic hits, a long line of million-selling records, and to me, he is our culture. And he's responsible for a lot of big-name stars that's making it today because he was the first ambassador to go all across the world to let them know what black music is all about. And he is the king of the disco. Mr. James Brown, how you doing, sir?
How you feel?
It's okay. They call you Mr., isn't it?
Well, it's okay. I think you was trying to make me old. But I don't know. I like the introduction, and I appreciate the introduction. But most of all, I'm more or less proud of you and seeing what you're doing and how great your show is. That just make me feel very, very good, very proud of you, and just hope that some of the things that I was doing in the early years, a message song that I recorded, and if we come back to a point where it's needed again, I'm man enough and proud enough to do it again. But when I see you, I can think of the product working and directed in the right way. You know, you're a man among men, and not just a man out of the black community or a man in the Latin community, but a man that can handle the job, and that's what makes me feel better. You know?
Thank you. I can't
don't want
interview you. You're making me feel good.
I don't want, no, thank you. I don't want you to be the king of the black, and I don't want you to be the king of the white, but I would love for you to be the king of all of it.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to follow your footsteps and your image because throughout the world you are, as we know, as one of the most fantastic, dynamic performers that ever hit the stage.
Well, I appreciate everything you say, and I just eat real good. I eat real good and try to keep my energy together and remind all the young ladies that I'm single and like to mingle.
Did you hear that? He's single and like to mingle.
Right. Holy mackerel.
In your earlier years, did you dream of being a superstar?
I'm still dreaming of being one.
Well, you are a superstar.
I'm very fortunate, you know. A lot of people say that we think you know one, but let me say this. I was picked throughout the world number 2. Elvis was picked number 1 rock and roll star and all-time record sales. I was picked number 2. And a lot of people say, well, hey, you should be number 1, you should be this. That don't really bother me because I figure there's many entertainers there in the world, and with a young man as fantastic as Elvis were, and in my book it still is, if he was alive, he would still be just as great as he ever been, because I knew him personally, and I knew a lot of the rumors that they put out on him were really not true. But I also knew the fellow had about 80 movies behind him. Mm-hmm. And I never got a chance to get one feature behind me. And you must admit it, regardless of all of the iniquities, the sin was committed and kept me from getting what I should get. You just don't count what you didn't do. You count what you got a chance to do. Mm-hmm. And when you sum it up, it's a lot different in economics, and it's a lot different in that's what it's about when you start going through statistics. Mm-hmm. Meaningful things that I've done, well, naturally I had to do some things that Elvis didn't have to do. Mm-hmm. But by the same token, I can respect being the number 2. I prefer being like Elvis anyway because you try harder, mm-hmm. Right? Right, definitely. So I just say, hey, if number 2 someday is number 1, I better let it be number 1 because number 3 is show number 2. Right. Well, if number 1 is gone, you are number 1, and I believe that right today you don't know how strong you are. I think I'd rather be number 2 though, because then I yet got a chance to be number 1. Have sold millions, and I would say the disco beat of today is James Brown 2 years ago. Yeah, it's so elementary, you know, because we have a young man in the house tonight. Well, I say in the house, in our suite here, that in society he's white. In my book, he's my friend, and like I say, like my big son or my big brother or my older son. That's what I feel about him. We call him Bo Dollar. And we were talking about, we had a predominantly white group in the society, and they sound like blood, sweat, and tears. There's 4 years before they started, and like Chicago. And because it was early, and he was out of Ohio, a state that got some antiquated laws, yet still on the books, they didn't make it. If he had been in New York, or Detroit, or Chicago, or Los Angeles, he would have made it then, you know. And he's now working with publishing, and I say it's a sin to see that happen. So that shows you, if there's a white kid who had soul and wanted to do some things then, and he got canned, think of the black kids got canned. Mm-hmm. Do you feel, is there a solution? Yep. What is the solution, do you feel? Education, not books. Mm-hmm. You see, blacks got to be educated to the books. Whites got to be educated to life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then we'll have a total, it's like salt and pepper, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, like Clay Tyson used to say, without salt and pepper, with salt and pepper, you have a perfect good meal. Mm-hmm. So this is what we need. We need to educate 80% of the whites to life, 80% of the blacks, give them education, and we'll bring it all together, and we got a beautiful life. Do you feel that the white community really don't know that much about blacks and think to do? Well, I don't think that they take the time to even learn, because it's not a necessity in their life. It's not a necessity that whites learn about blacks, but it's a necessity that we learn about the structure. So they don't really try, you know. But it would be nice if they would just listen to some of the younger people and find out what they're missing. You know, it's good to have soul.
Well, everybody has a little bit of it.
And soul, everybody has it, but it's good to know where it is and know how to use it, you know. Like it's good that we could take our soul and use it when we need it, but like say, rest soul, and let's check out this business, you know.
Do you feel that black people as a whole should know more about each other also? I
tell you, we should just do what we should love each other. You know, blacks just start telling each other that they love them. Just a few years back. You know, just a very few years. They thought it was like a real a sin to tell a black man, tell another black man you love him. You know, he said, hey, man, I got to be, you know, you sure you okay, man? Yeah, because I tell a woman I love her, but not a man. But, I mean, then they go to Italy and you go to Europe and blacks, people just kissing each other, holding and embracing each other, you know, showing the appreciation and affection for another human being. And I remember a time that I thought it was like a very stupid thing to see a man hugging another man and saying, hey, brother, I love you. You know, regardless of what his color is. But I'm saying, blacks, I don't think they need to take the time to learn each other. I think what they need to take the time to do is learn about what's going on. You know, the system has really become antiquated when it think of in terms of a black knowing what the system has to offer. You know, it's very bad when you find 80% of the blacks don't even know who's running for president, who's running for senator, Speaker of the House, or who's running for district leader, or what have you. It's bad to know that they don't know what the inside of a polls look like. They never register to vote. They never utilize the tax dollar. They don't know that they're being discriminated against, you know. It's very sad to say, but in this country, I don't see freedom for a black man. Because freedom has to come with knowledge. And all the bills in the world not going to make you freedom, or make you free. So, I mean, it's very bad to say now. I see the young man that did his head like that and say, do I hear what I'm hearing? How can a man be free if he don't know what it takes to be free?
When you say that...
See, he must know what it takes to be free. You can free of what? You know. And there are people that so-called in society captivity that are free. I'm a free man because I know what I need. Now I can't get to it. It's almost like having a short arm. You know, there's the money, but your arm won't reach so long. You know, then you need an umbrella or some kind of gadget to pull it to you. So you see it, but you can't get to it. You know, I know what my problem is. But it's bad when a fellow don't know what his problem is. When a man walk in a place where all ladies are there and he got a big hat on his head and he keeps it on his head, he doesn't, you know, like Clay Tyson used to say, he was on a bus and an old lady got on and he said, he was sitting there and he said he saw all the fellows stand there and not let her on that bus, not give her a seat. And that old lady was very sick and she was tired and she was, had a little handicap, and she needed to be seated. He said, they wouldn't let her sit down. He said, I just sit right there and I watched them.
Do you feel...
Did you miss that?
No.
Do you hear what I said?
Right. He sit there and watch.
He observed,
right.
but nobody would respond. Then he said, I sit there and I watch that. See, the whole catch is that he watched it, and being a gentleman, he never took time to be a gentleman, and he was criticizing somebody else. So what we need to do is really find out where we're at. So
you're saying that the black community should know thyself
and respect each other first. Yeah, you're gonna demand a white man do something you're not doing for yourself.
What do you have to say about the motion picture industry now?
But not that I'm gonna let the whites go and say they're right now. I'm not gonna do that because I think that they're guilty of not. It should be mandatory that a black knows what's going on. Why raise up a criminal? Why raise up a man that has to go to crime in order to exist? You're making a criminal. You know, because 90% of the black people, they can't earn a living. So what are they supposed to do to get it?
Do you feel in education that they should learn a trade before they get out of high school, instead of getting out of high school and going and get a job?
Well, they should learn a trade in elementary school. I mean, if you go right now to, you know the bad thing about it, you go to predominantly, which they say they don't have that, but we know they still have it. Go to predominantly black school, or school is in a black area or low-income area, and we're talking about a college, okay? Then you can go to a predominantly white college, one of the major white high school. And that high school will have a better curriculum than a black college. That's an institution. Those kids got better education in high school than the kids got in black colleges.
We're back on the Gino Washington Show.
It's Christmas in the air. Can't you see it everywhere? Can you see the snow on the ground? Snowflakes falling down. My friends, be kind and true. Santa's watching you. It's Christmas in the air. It's Christmas. And I know Saint Nick will be there. It's Christmas. With his reindeers and his sleigh. And coming to your house today. So kids, don't delay. Fall asleep right away. It's Christmas, Christmas in the air. It's Christmas in the air. It's Christmas. Can't you see it